So we're ready to go. Good morning. I am Romanda Noble Watson, the Director of Public Relations and Communications with the South Carolina High School League. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 2023 Baseball State Finalist Press Conference. With us this morning, we have coaches and players from classes 1A and 2A. Commissioner Singleton sends his regards. He's unable to be with us today, but he sends his congratulations to each and every one of you and his well wishes as you matriculate through the state finals. From Class A, we have Southside Christian, coached by Scott Freeman. Coach Freeman, please introduce us to your student athletes.
Yes, ma'am. We have Tyler Haroff, who is a senior, and we have George Massengill, who is a junior.
Thanks, Coach. And they will match up against Lakeview High School, coached by Kip Herlong. Coach, please introduce us to your student athletes.
Yes, ma'am. We have Zach Hunt, who is a senior, and Tyler James, who is a senior here at Lakeview.
Well, thank you so much. And we have, as our 2A competitors, we have Oceanside, coached by Richie McCullough. Coach McCullough, please introduce us to your student athletes.
Yes, ma'am. I've got senior Georgia Tech commit Jackson Sobel and senior Louisville commit Taggart Tyson.
Well, welcome on in. And they will face off against Gray Collegiate, coached by Charlie Assey Sr. Coach, please introduce us to your athletes.
Thank you. I have on my left is senior Brent Stoops, and on my right is senior Austin Lloyd.
Well, thanks for those introductions. Well, gentlemen, sit back and relax, and we're going to have a good time as we give our viewers just a little bit of insights on the season, as well as how you got to the state final. And we will begin with each coach giving a brief summary on your season. And we will start with the coaches from Class 2A, Coach Assey.
Okay, just a summary of our season. We're currently 26-7 right now overall record. We were able to win our region, and then we went through District 4 and won District 4 championship. And we just had a night or so ago, had a big night, having to win twice to win the upper state championship up at Mid Carolina to get us to this point. And, it's just one of those things. The season, we went through the Coastal Invitational at the beginning of the season at Waccamaw and went to spring break at the Mingo Bay Classic in Myrtle Beach, and those types of competitors that we were playing in our non-region schedule of 3A, 4A, and 5A schools basically is probably a key to get us prepared to be at this level right now.
Thank you, Coach. We'll come back to you shortly. And now their opponents, Oceanside. Coach McCullough, please give us a rundown of your season.
Okay, we're currently 26-5. We're very proud of the schedule we played this year. We pretty much played a 5A schedule outside of region play. So very good year for us. A couple nights ago, beat last year's 2A state champion Andrew Jackson for the lower state championship. Obviously looking forward to tomorrow night and seeing where we can go from there.
All right, well, we wish you well. And now we'll move on to the 1A coaches. And Coach Herlong, please give us just a brief overview of your season.
Yes, ma'am. We're currently 23-3. As far as an overview, we happen to make it through a very tough region. Our region is pretty stout in low state. Can't compare it to the upstate, obviously. But with Johnsonville having gone out last year, we picked up Latta this year. Is always very well coached, and Hannah coach, Green Sea Floyd's. It's always very tough to battle through our region. We managed to do that, made it through districts, and then night before last, won in the bottom of the 7th, the first game against East Clarendon. So we're very fortunate and blessed to be here, and we're excited about the future next week.
Thank you and good luck. And finally, Coach Freeman, please share with us your outlook on your season.
Yes, ma'am. We're 18-10 currently. We lost 9 seniors from last year's state championship team and also suffered a couple of key injuries early this season. So we started really slow. We were 3-7 at one point during the season, and just had to kind of figure out that we couldn't win games the same way we won them last year. And so we've cleaned things up. We've definitely gotten better as the season has gone on. We fought through a tough region as well. Played in the Nature Chem tournament at the beginning of the season against a lot of great teams. I think we played 4 teams that were still playing earlier this week. And so we've challenged ourselves with our schedule. We've won a ton of one-run games in the playoffs, which has helped us, believe that we can win when things get tight. But we have our work cut out for us playing Lakeview for sure.
All right. Well, thank you all. Thank all of the coaches for giving us an insight on how your seasons went. And so we'll move on now to our student athletes, and we'll open up the questioning to our student athletes with Class 2A and Gray Collegiate. This is for Brent. Excuse me. Last season, you fell short of winning a ring, falling in the 3rd game of the state final. What did last year's experience teach you?
Well, last year's experience teach me that we got to play as a team and not as individuals. Execute, get our bunts down when we need to get them down, make plays behind the pitcher, make a lot of errors.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing that. And for Austin, you've been in the program for all 4 years of your career. What has it meant to you to play at Gray Collegiate and for Coach Jackson?
It's meant a lot. It's changed me as a player. The academics changed me as a student and changed me overall as a person to be better of myself. And I'm playing for a great coach. I'm playing for a great team, and just trying to bring one home for the school.
All right. And now we're going to go on to your opponents in Oceanside. And Jackson, talk to the viewers about the high point during the season.
I would say our high point has been just recently in our playoff run. Earlier in the season, we had some ups and downs, but I think these last few games we've really come together as a team, and we've been able to pull out of some really tight ball games by coming together and playing really good team baseball, scoring runs in situations where, maybe you need to lay a bunt down or move a run, or just really good situational baseball. And I think these last few games have certainly been our high point. We're hoping to ride that out for the state championship.
Well, good luck to you. And Tagger, he talked about the high points. Now for you all, I'm sure that most teams at some point in the season go through some adversity, but can you talk about the adversity that Oceanside Bay have faced, and how did your team handle it?
Yes, ma'am. So in our spring break tournament, I would say is when we kind of faced the most adversity. We won our first 2 games against 2 really good teams. We beat Berkeley, the defending 5A state champions, and TL Hanna, who just made a really good run in Upper State 5A. And then we faced Lexington, who also made a good run in Upper State, and we lost a really close, tight game. They kind of pulled away in the 7th, won by 2 or 3 runs. And then the next day we just fell apart and blew a game to also a good team in Chapin. But it's a game that I think we should have won or competed in. And we kind of started to fall off the rails and fall apart. And I just love the way we were able to kind of come together as a team and build. And honestly, since then, it's been a steady ramp up to where we are now, playing some of our best baseball that I've ever seen in my 4 years here.
All right. Well, thanks for sharing that. That's good information. And so we'll come back to our 2A competitors, but now we're going to talk to the student athletes from Class 1A and Lakeview. And Zach, we'll start with you. What would you say are your team strengths?
I think our team strength is our team chemistry. We're always got each other's backs, and even after the games on whatever day, we're always hanging out and just it's like a brotherhood over here.
And for Tyler, at the beginning of the season, did you expect for your team to be where you are today, or were you unsure of it?
Absolutely. I thought we would be in this situation. Every year we expected to play in a state championship and nothing less.
All right. So now for Southside Christian, your coach in his synopsis, George, your coach in his synopsis talked about your slow start. What do you think made the difference, or was the turning point for you all to pick things up? And this is for George.
Yes, ma'am. So I think that we started playing unselfish baseball. I think at the start of the year, we were playing selfish, trying to play and win games like we did last year by hitting home runs. And we just figured out that we weren't the team that was going to hit 2 home runs a game, hit a grand slam. We knew that we needed to do our job, and we figured that out.
Okay. And for Tyler, what are your thoughts about winning 3 straight upper state championships and now having another opportunity to win another title?
I'm grateful for this opportunity. So last year I got hurt at the beginning of the year and had to have surgery. So this is like the first time that I'm playing in a state championship where it's like I'm able to win it by myself, or not by myself, but with my team, rather than sitting on the bench and stuff like that. So I'm just grateful for the opportunity, and I'm sure everybody on our team is. And we're really excited to get out there and play on Saturday.
Well, you know that your role probably was equally as important, if not more important, than those that was on that field, because they needed to have that voice from you. Okay, so now that we have gone through what it took to get here and how the student athletes, how the student athletes feel, we're done with the formal questions. So I told you all we'll have a little bit of fun. So let's give the viewers just a little fun side of who these baseball players really are. And it's for coaches and athletes. So the coaches, get ready for because you are first. And the one question that I always ask our coaches, if not baseball, well, I asked them their sport, but since your sport is baseball, if not baseball, then what sport would you coach? And we'll start with Coach Freeman.
Probably golf, so I could go out there and play while they're playing.
So how are you gonna coach them if you're playing?
I wouldn't be able to coach them because I don't know enough, but it'd be fun to be on the course.
Okay, sounds like a winner. So let's go to Coach Herlog. Tell me, what would you be coaching if it wasn't baseball?
Probably football. I mean,
Football.
that's a second love, and came to this town many years ago, and Coach Pate had established a football program here. That's what this town was known for.
Okay.
And we just kind of took a bunch of football players and kept the same mentality and taught them how to play baseball. So we've been very successful on that end of it. And it's all about coaching kids anyway, and teaching kids and finding what that internal drive is and how to take best advantage of it.
Okay, so we have golf and football. Okay, so now let's see our 2A. Coach Essie, what would you coach?
I would, I'm the oldest guy here. So the other 3 coaches on this situation right here, I could be their dad. And, but from age wise, no, I would want to be right now at my age, I would want to be Coach Freeman. I would like to be the assistant golf coach. And all I would have to do is drive the bus and show up and play a free round of golf during the day and not have to worry about coaching the guys. But that's probably what I would do at this particular junction. But if I was a little bit younger in their age, I would say football.
Okay. So you want to be an assistant golf coach. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to be the head coach.
Okay. And finally, Coach McCullough.
Nothing. As far as I'm concerned, baseball is the only sport. Everything else is just a hobby.
Wow. Okay. That's an interesting take on things. Everything else is just a hobby. Okay. Well, since we're going to end on that note with the coaches, we're going to go ahead to the student athletes. It's your turn. If you had to choose a sport, what would it be and why? And we're going to go back to Gray. What would your sport be and why? Brent, tell us first. What would your sport be if it wasn't baseball?
Basketball. I played basketball all the way up to the middle of my 9th grade year. I quit so I could focus on baseball.
Okay. Basketball in Austin.
I do wrestling because my dad was a wrestler back in high school, and I just probably want to follow in his steps.
Oh, that's good. That's a good reason. And now back to Oceanside, Jackson.
I would definitely play competitive cornhole. Me and Tagger play as a team a lot at my house, and we've never lost together, so that would be my battering mate, and I think we could win a lot of money together.
I actually watch it on TV. It's a very interesting sport. So Tagger, is cornhole your sport, or are you going to choose something different?
I'm going to have to agree. I think we could win a lot of championships together. I mean, like you said, we have literally never lost. I don't remember us ever losing a cornhole game together. So I think that'd be a fun kind of dynamic duo, bring a lot of attention to the sport of cornhole. So I think that'd be it.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to go to Southside. And Tyler, what would be your sport if you was not playing baseball?
Probably football. I had to quit it last year because of too many concussions. But I really enjoyed playing it, and that's the game I first loved as a kid. So that's probably why.
And George, your sport?
I would definitely say basketball. I played basketball all the way up to high school when I started just focusing on baseball.
Okay. And finally, we're going to go to our athletes from Lakeview. What sport would you choose and why? Zach, I'm going to start with you over there. What sport would you choose?
I'd probably choose basketball. I mean, I played up until my 9th grade year, and then it's always just been a second love after baseball.
Okay. And Tyler, bring us home. What would you choose?
I would have to agree with Zach, only because I like shooting threes.
Do you make a lot of threes?
Probably not.
Well, you know what? If you don't shoot them, you definitely won't make them. So there you go. Keep shooting. Eventually they'll fall. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. Those are all the questions I have for the coaches and athletes. I want to thank all of the teams for coming today and spending just a little bit of time giving us an insight on these teams that's going to be competing for a state title. And we wish you well. And this concludes our press conference.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.